Fawn
and Matt. We're an interracial couple with 2 kids wanting to do something that highlights the power of friendship and what it means to be in the company of true friends. We're going to move our society away and out of the loneliness epidemic and into a friendlier, happier world. Welcome to our friendly world. Better, stronger, together.
All right, welcome back to our friendly world, everybody. Hello.
Hello, everyone. So, when I was in college, I can remember there was a moment where there I was just sleeping away, yum, 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 and I got woken up. And I got woken up by, this was my freshman year. I lived in an apartment, God help us, on campus, which still boggles the mind. 7 guys. We were the party apartment, everything else. And like people would crash on our couch for extended periods of time. And I woke up, I was awoken by noises in our living room. And it was one guy, and it was the one guy who was crashing on our couch. And I was so tired. I went out there and I was like, hey. And there was a bunch of people, but I directed myself at him. He was sitting in a chair in the corner, and I remember this. And he's like, what? And I was so mad. Next thing I knew, I was like falling on him, trying to hurt him. And he very gently picked me up and basically ushered me out of the room, and then it quieted down. But I was so tired, and I acted like such an ass. And he didn't. Even though he was crashing in our house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Was he older?
Yeah, he was. He was. I was a freshman, and he was...
How much older?
So I was 18, and he was probably like 22, 23. Yeah.
What was he doing there?
Oh, God. See, don't go into that. What's important is...
I know, it sounds fishy, though.
I got angry. Because
Very suspicious.
What I want to talk about today is a really, really old acronym. Some people say it dates from 1941 of all times. And it's called HALT. And they use this all the time in, oh God, what do they call it when you're like in AA, you're in substance abuse programs will use this acronym because people tend to make, let's say, bad decisions when they fall prey to one of the 4, I guess, in this case, deadly sins. So HALT is actually an acronym, and it stands for hungry.
So are these the deadly sins?
Yes.
Being hungry is a deadly sin?
As
something bad.
As like
don't make a decision.
Keeping yourself under control.
So don't make a decision if you're feeling any of these, right?
Or rather, take a moment, take a beat, and figure out if you are feeling one of these things and if you can fix one of these things.
Wait. Do you have to fix only one or all of them?
Ooh, well, it depends on, I guess, where your head is at, but can we at least get to them?
Okay.
Yay. Anyways, so it's HALT, and it is hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. So when we're feeling
I'm most of those all the time.
one or more of those things, we gotta figure out maybe we need to address something before we start causing a ruckus.
That's basically when the babies cry. You're like, okay, are they in pain?
Yes.
Are they like you go down the list? Is it the diaper?
You go straight down the list. Exactly.
It's hungry, dirty, like poopy, gassy.
Right.
Right. Like.
Or overtired.
So we got to go look at that for our own selves as grown people.
Yes, and look at it for people around us too. Are they potentially, particularly in our friends, are they one of these 4 things or more of these 4 things?
Yeah. I mean, that goes back to a long time ago. I was talking about a story when I worked at the design firm, and one of the contractors or whatever he would come in all the time, and he was so mean to us and so mean to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And the head designer, when the guy left one day, she was like, I bet you he's in a lot of pain. You know, that would explain why he behaves the way he does with us. And I think the next time around, she questioned him a little bit, like asked him some questions.
Right.
And it turned out he was sick and he was in a lot of pain. And as soon as we understood that, or like that was acknowledged, he was the nicest to us.
And there you go. Because when somebody is seen, they tend to be nicer. So yes, I want to take it just a level further. Although the cuteness of this acronym HALT is, if you start to notice these things, stop, halt what you're doing. So it's very cutesy in that way, but it helps a person to remember. But you're right.
But yeah, but like I said, I feel like, just using myself as an example, it feels like I'm most of those all the time.
Right. And I think a lot of us are. And so.
And how do you get out of it?
Well, as the first step in dealing with an issue is acknowledging it exists.
I understand, but like you're still having to deal with so many things that are coming at you.
Yes.
And it's hard to steal away the time to even stop and go, oh, you know what? I'm angry, or I'm hungry, or I'm thirsty.
Oh, dear.
Do you know what I'm saying? And so what? Yeah, I am, but I have to deal with whatever is in front of me. So it doesn't really help me.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You can deal with what's in front of you and then maybe do some self-care.
And if you never have time to do that, I think that's the issue.
Then that's a whole other problem.
And I think that's the issue for a lot of me's out there. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be all about me, but I'm only saying it that way because I don't want to assume that about everyone.
Right.
What I was going to say is that that's the case for a lot of moms out there.
True.
But I don't want to be like that, because there are a lot of dads who, you, for example, have a lot of responsibility and yours doesn't stop. Although I am the one who stays up all night with the kids when things are awry.
That's because I physically can't stay awake past a certain point.
Okay.
But is that fair? No.
Kids tend to unload on the mom. Or we've noticed it with our experience. They won't unload with the dad, which is really interesting. And why is that? There are papers written about this. It's really interesting. But it's like, why is that? And my theory is because we're always the ones actually cleaning things up. And so emotional cleaning as well. Like, why is it that all the trauma dumping happens at night with me? And then I finally asked our youngest, I'm like, do you tell your dad everything that you tell me late at night? Like when you're totally frustrated and you're like in the worst state possible? And our kid said no.
And did you ask why?
Yeah. I don't really, actually, the answer was a little private.
Okay.
But they've, I don't know. I think when I was talking to Wendy about it, they feel safer with us. They feel like, I think if they go to the dad, it will result in some sort of a fight. Either you will fight with me or you'll fight with them. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You'll have to ask our kid, actually. Okay. I don't know.
That's fair.
But I think, I'm only voicing this because I feel like we're not the only ones. But it's just interesting. Did I veer us away from the topic again? I think I did. Sorry. All right. Back to what we were talking about.
I'm not sure we can get back to where.
Oh, man, I do this to you every time. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm tired of apologizing.
There you go.
All right, HALT. Hungry.
Angry.
Wait.
Hungry. Angry. Lonely and tired.
Yep, all of the above.
So if you're performing a behavior which could be construed as like self-destructive or destructive in general, take a look.
Does hungry fall into the category of food only, or is it you're hungry for something that you don't have?
And that's just it. Welcome to the next level.
Like, is it desire or is it just food related?
Right. Whereas I see hungry, the opposite of hungry is not full, it's nourished. And nourished is a very open term. Spiritually, physically, mentally nourished.
Hungry is really tricky because a lot of stress, I think, in the West, you feel like you're hungry, but you're not hungry. You're actually thirsty or you're stressed. And you think you're hungry because you're seeking comfort.
Yes. You're not nourished.
And it's not physical.
And then angry, the polar opposite, in my mind at least, of angry is calm. And calm means you're not stressed, you're not heightened, emotionally heightened in any way. And no, this was
No, I'm
important.
laughing because I just saw something. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I worked in disaster management so like if there's like, God help us, hopefully not, but if there's a flood or there's a tornado or there's a whatever, there's software written for that to coordinate all the emergency responses with the federales, with the right? I worked on that, and I would always describe it as when people are using our software, they are heightened. So everything needs to be beyond clear and as calming as we can possibly make it in the face of an emergency. So don't give them 25 million lines of code or 25 million lines of text to look at when they just need to see a green light, a yellow light, and a red light. Because that is immediately intuitive that I need to focus there. I might need to focus there. That's okay.
So simple directions.
Simple.
Like when our kids were little, you're like, look at that. When parents take their kids to restaurants or just someplace where you order something, you don't give them the whole list of the menu. You turn to your little kid and you go, there's chocolate or vanilla. Which one do you want?
That's it.
Because it removes the stress and it's simple.
Theoretically, the decision they make is going to be the right one to them. Because it's simple, right? I mean, do you want
no
strawberry
overwhelm.
or cherry? Whoa, that's a tough one.
I laughed because I didn't know really what we were going to talk about, but this thing popped up on my Instagram, and it was something like, when your central system is healthy when this happens, like when you're calm. And it was, I guess, a Ring camera footage of this couple. They get out of the car. It's icy, snowy outside, and the car just starts rolling away. And they both just calmly kind of, the woman just looks like, oh well, and then the guy kind of looks the same, and he waits until the car stops, and he calmly walks and gets the car. And nice. I'm like, oh, if that was me, I would have been in cartoon. Right. Jumping up and down, freaking out.
Well, I'm seeing my legs going this way and that way in the ice and falling on my butt and then being like, ow, and it's just a god-awful thing.
Oh, well.
Right.
Or like, we're waiting for it to stop.
Right.
Much like an argument, right? Like, just let the person vent.
Just listen calmly.
Although that got me in trouble with our kid. I tried to listen calmly, and that backfired too, by the way. Why are you so calm? Why aren't you saying anything? After I was being yelled at because I always try to interject something.
Yes. Well, we're in that, I think all people enter this world where they get involved in a conversation and they cannot be right, no matter what they do.
Right.
And so you just kind of maybe let it go. Anyways, so then lonely, the opposite of lonely is, frankly, to me, it's connected. Are you connected are you centered? Are you connected inside of your home, your community, your circle of friends, do you feel like you're in there?
Obviously, because we have the podcast we have, what I'm going to say is, for me, I think, in my opinion, lonely is the most dangerous one. Because you can still be hungry and you'll be okay. You're hungry, okay? Unless it's like devastation and you're starving, about to die. I'm not talking about that. But like even anger, I think it stems from feeling like you're the only one. No one gets you.
Right.
What was the other one? T. What's T?
Tired.
Tired. Yeah, even tired. You're less tired when you have support, when you have people around you that have your back. So I think being lonely is the most volatile of them all because you feel special. special in that you're the only one going through this. You're the only one here.
Right.
No one is with you. No one's on your side.
Right.
There's no one. And then you also, I mean, on many levels, if you want to get into the spiritual realm of it, that there's no God, there's no other force out there. It's just you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not true. But that feeling, I think, is the most dangerous one, which is why we have this podcast.
Which is, again, yes. And then lastly, tired. The opposite of tired is attentive. And I've certainly beaten on the drum of pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And it's true.
What do you mean, pay attention to what?
Pay attention to everything. Pay attention to how you're feeling. Pay attention to how you're feeling. Pay attention to where you are. Pay attention to where you want to be. Pay attention to, the things your friends say. Pay attention to even the things your friends not saying. The people around you aren't saying. But it's really hard to do if you're tired.
Yeah.
So yes, opposite of tired is attentive.
And again, feeling alone, you're very myopic, aren't you? You're not able to pay attention to anything else but yourself.
Sometimes, yes.
Because it's just you. So you don't see any other perspective.
Right. That is true.
You don't think, well, who is it? Was it this? What is it? What psychology thing is it that when you're having a panic attack, they make you go through the list, like, look around you and find everything that is blue. Do you know what I'm saying? They make you do these things
right.
where it takes you away from the panic.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that to me.
And there you go.
When you feel lonely, you can't do that. Everything is so myopic that you don't see anything, you don't hear anything. But if you're able to step outside of yourself and notice the birds are chirping, or the wind is blowing, or the clouds are pretty, or hearing something that's there for you, like a message, you don't get any of that when you feel completely alone because all your senses are turned off. And that's what takes you away from the actual reality. The reality of, like, there's a whole world in front of you. There's so much possibility right there for you. Or you have the ability to even just think, you know what, this is what I want right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then looking around, because it will show up for you if you order it.
Right. And all your dreams will come true.
Well, no, not all the time.
But they never do.
But they do.
Well, depends on what you're ordering. If you're ordering from Amazon, it's a little different than ordering from, sending your desires out into the universe.
You don't think that you get your desires from the universe?
Well, that's just it. Yes, you do. You don't necessarily get them from Amazon.
Right.
That's all.
You have a weird way to explain things sometimes.
I do. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I'm just now seeing that. I'm like, because sometimes my attention span goes away. I'm like, what did Matt say? I don't know, but I'm now going to say this. I think that's why I change the topic because it doesn't register in my brain what you just said. Like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What else? Anything else?
Not much else. I think not much more to say. Just welcome to a acronym from like 1941 that's used in substance abuse. So now we're throwing substance abuse programs at you, folks.
We can't go make T-shirts out there that say "halt, halt."
Well,
halt. I say
we might be able to. I don't know. Might have fallen from popular vernacular. I'm not sure. But anyways, if you happen to notice that you're acting in a way that maybe you don't like, maybe walk through HALT and see if you're feeling any of those things.
Maybe we should have these shirts out because, I mean, when I'm in that situation, I don't think, oh, well, let me think now.
Let me go through my checklist.
I don't.
Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired.
That's what I do for our kids. I'm like, when was the last time you ate? Are you thirsty? And then they'll get really mad at me. It's not about that.
And then they'll eat, and then they'll be cool. Then they'll mellow out.
Oh yeah, like they're like, oh my God, I didn't know how hungry I was. I'm like, you're hangry right now.
There you go.
But maybe if there's like a T-shirt, you could remind somebody. Like, oh, wait a minute.
Anyways. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Be well, everyone.
Have a wonderful every day. We'll talk to you soon.